I have the next 24 hours to get this manga done. But on top of this is the first time I've ever tried to make a manga. So let's see what happens. Alright, so right now I'm doing the writing. And I'm about to write an action story. Also, I'm gonna go for a JoJo type of fight because I've been loving JoJo recently. And if you don't know what JoJo is, basically these frames on the screen sums it up. Alright guys, so I've been writing for 2 hours now. And I feel like what I've got right now is about to be like 10 pages long. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to draw 10 pages in 24 hours. But we're gonna see. But alright, here's what I got so far. The first premise that came to mind was that the main character has to save a village from a pig army. It's gonna be a dark action genre. But now for the story, well, imagine this, right? Imagine this. We got pigs over there, pigs over there, pigs in a motherfucking jacuzzi. But they're not pigs. They're humans that were turned into pigs and they're forced to go attack their own village. Can I get a thud sound effect? And yeah, that's the main plot point I'm gonna be going with. Alright, so before I start doing the character design, there is something I'm stuck on. The action scene. I know that the enemy can turn humans into pigs, and my main character named Cat's ability is to erase and rewrite things from existence, but I was lost on ways I can turn this into like a good fight, into a JoJo fight. So what I did was I got up out of my chair and then I went for a walk. Inside my own room, of course, because it's spring. So yeah, I was just walking around in circles, but I couldn't think of any cool ideas. So I went looking for just cool ideas and details for pigs. Oh my god, not the... Guys, I found the cart tie-in. Oh my. Can I get a save the pigs movement going on? Also, side note, this pig's name was Crispy Bacons, and I just had to mention that. Alright, so I need some more ideas. So I decided to make one of those mind map thingies. So basically, I thought up, you know, the cart pig, you got the iron pig, we got staring pigs. And when I think of staring pigs, I just think of like, they got them big old creepy eyes. And I'm not gonna read all of these, but the one I do want to read is, you know, the piglet squad with guns, because, hey, that sounds pretty cool. But I just thought about it. I really hope I don't draw some like trash looking pigs. I just learned anatomy of humans. I feel like them joints about to look like Peppa the Pig. Actually, that would be so menacing. Like, just everything's just drawn ultra realistic. We got the big old beast tie-in over here, and then we just see Peppa the Pig, and then she can like teleport. Looking into her eyes gives you cancer or something. All right guys, I'm almost ready to start drawing. I spent way too long thinking of ideas, but it is what it is. The last step is character design. All right, so before I get to designing them, I wanted to pick out / introduce their names. All right, so firstly we got Cat. I'm pretty sure I already said her name, but her name was taken from the word catastrophe. Now next I found the name Makazi, and when I read it, I instantly added the word nuts afterwards. So like Mac on these nuts. That was the first thing I thought when I read it. And for the villain, her name is gonna be Cerda, which is the Spanish word for pig, but instead of a C, I made it an S. Here's the true pronunciation with a rolled R. Cerda. I can't roll my R's. Also, I just kind of thought about it. I feel like I've heard someone say Cerda before. Oh my god, I freaking knew it, bro. I knew it was I had a feeling. Bro, this just makes the name so much better. And lastly, I was about to name the leader Iron Ed, but I remember as soon as I read it out loud, I realized, wow, that is a horrible name. That sounds so lame. I'm sorry to anyone who's named Ed, but that has to be the least notable name. Ed, you're so hot has never left the words of anyone's mouth, and we live in a simulation. So I went with the name Dwight. All right, guys, I finished their designs. And so right here, we got Cat. I basically stole Kobini's hairstyle and made Cat's hair longer in the back, because while I was writing her, I imagined her to be Kobini at first. Next here is Cerda, and as you can see, I'm kind of going for the knights versus witches type of theme. Now for the guy character, somehow he ended up looking like he's from a teenage drama. And where's Mac on these balls? Well, he barely appears, so I'm just gonna draw him off rip. All right, so right now it's 5:14 p.m. I feel slightly tired, guys, but yeah, hopefully I can do all the sketch within 3 hours. All right, guys, I already have a problem. It's panel 2, and I want to draw someone depressed in a chair, and I'm already struggling. Also, I thought about it. There's like no way I can draw a guy in 3D at different angles in a reasonable amount of time. I don't know what I was thinking. So Dwight is now a totally different person named Amelia. Okay, guys, so I've come back from eating Rosera pasta, and I realized that, yo, I'm actually getting a lot faster. I'm whipping out these sketches like crazy, which is pretty cool. All right, so I predict I'm gonna need to make 14 more pages, which will probably take 14 hours. So some of you guys may be like, okay, you're chilling. That's under 24 hours. But no, because I still have to line art this afterwards, and who knows how long they'll take. This is gonna be horrible. Now that I look at it though, I'm definitely adding too much detail for some of these, because I kind of have been just jumping to the cleaner sketch, when in reality I should just be, you know, doing these rough-ins like something that looks like this. All right guys, it's 9:22 p.m. and I've just finished 6-page sketches in 90 minutes. We're moving. Doing less detail has helped speed me up. Also, I'm probably just getting faster in general, but hey, god damn guys, I just went to crack my knuckles. I've been drawing for so long, I can't even crack them, bro. I don't think that's a good sign. I have a habit I picked up from school where I hold my pen aggressively, and I haven't had the time to retrain it. But anyways, everything's looking good. Everything's all structured. All right, guys, I've just finished a shit ton of sketches. It's 11:30 p.m., but I got this. I'm gonna pull an all-nighter for the video. Guys, I've just realized I'm a complete idiot. There is no way I finished what I have planned. I have 18 pages sketched out, but not only would I not be able to ink it by 10 a.m., but I ain't even finished sketching half the story. So wait, honestly, I got two options. Either make the story way shorter or take the L and increase the challenge to 48 hours. And honestly, man, I'm taking the L. This story shall not be shortened. This is the first thing I've ever created. It would feel so wrong if I just cut its wings. They say kill your darlings, but you're not allowed to kill the first child. But alright, how far did I get? And well, it is 3 o'clock right now. I ended up line arting 4 pages. And it's kind of sloppy because I was planning on cleaning it up at the end, but I didn't realize that me getting 4 pages done that quickly was pretty freaking fast. But yeah, if I had to guess, this is at very most 20% of the story. But yeah, before I go to bed, I kind of want to point out some stuff. We got Mac on these nuts. She's a whole different person now. It was supposed to be a guy. And then we have these two sitting with the extremely tiny legs. Leave me alone. I was rushing and I didn't notice. But at the end of the day, I was able to line up 4 art pages, and then I have like 18 pages sketched. So I think I did pretty good. Good night. I'm gonna get some rest. All right, guys, I'm back from sleeping with a fresh mind. And yo, guys, I can't believe it's true. My left shoulder wing hurts, bro. I've been a manga artist for only 24 hours now, and I'm already deteriorating. I started selling my soul by literally just starting. But yeah, I've drawn a bunch of more sketches, and I've never drawn this fast in my whole life. But guys, there's actually a problem, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've gotten slightly bored, and since I'm a manga artist now, I gotta describe my thoughts in cursive. Motivation isn't magic. It's a science that can be calculated. Do I give up? Do I quit? Do I keep pushing through even though I'm bored? No, I'm not a freaking horse. The key is I just gotta get into the vibe again. Get excited. So I put on some music, some action music, since I'm about to draw an action scene, and I'm already slightly in the vibe again. And I gotta remember that like I'm drawing the talking part, so it's gonna feel really slow. And on that note, for the longest time, I never really understood why it took people so long to make mangas. But slowly but surely, as I drew more, I started to realize just how much work it takes to draw a manga. But even still, what I had in mind 24 hours ago was not what I imagined. Even still, this is an absurd amount of work, guys. I've just picked up my sister, and gladly, I'm still living. And currently we have 18 hours left. And bro, I've been just drawing so freaking fast, man. Like, I know these are just sketches, but I honestly did not think I could whip out this many this quickly. And I already feel like I've improved a lot. Like, I can't really see the improvement. Like, they don't really look different, but I can tell that just something is definitely quicker. And another part of it is probably because I've learned from my mistakes already that adding too much detail to the storyboards is not the move. And I still feel like these can definitely be a bit more less detailed. But yeah, I'll see you guys when I finish the storyboard. Not gonna lie, guys, it is 5 a.m. right now. I finished every single storyboard panel. I don't even know how many the freak I drew. It's just a shit ton. And I just came back for getting some water. But when I put my headphones on, bro, that joint felt like a pillow. Genuinely felt like a pillow. And also, I'm currently running off bananas and goldfish. But yeah, all that's left to do is ink the manga. So for the last 5 hours on this challenge, I'm just gonna be blasting Kanye West, and I got this. I am a complete idiot and complete imbecile. In fact, I might even get a little silly and call myself the B word, a buffoon. I just did 5 minutes for the line art times 100 panels, and that's 8 hours. I don't know who I thought I was, but alright, we've come to yet another point of no return. Do I write a short story as planned, or do I take the L and extend the time? And again, man, you can't kill your first darling. That would just be horrible. I'm just gonna big ball it and take the L for the 2 time. Alright, good morning, guys. Welcome back to How Long Until He Dies from Arthritis. Moving forward, we're now gonna see how long it takes to create something that's predicted to be a quarter of a manga. Before I start, I do want to mention I'm definitely gonna be sleeping like a normal human. Just saying that in case anyone's like, whoa, this guy didn't sleep for 500 hours? Let me try that. Alright, so here's the plan. I've learned from my mistake, and I'm actually gonna try to one-on-one calculate how long this will take. 288 panels. Wow. I severely miscalculated. All right, since I'm gonna be spending this long on it, I'm gonna spend some time to make it even better. So I did some surgery operations. I chopped out a few pages and then I added a few more to add some character development. But since what I chopped out will forever be lost in time, I'm just gonna read out a few parts that are getting removed. For starts, there's supposed to be like this sick mom and oh, she's like in the bed, she's like dying. And then there was this like kid that's so poor that he has to eat his mom's arm. So that's one of the things. Freaking chopped it out because I was like, God damn, that's dark as hell. Also, it had no purpose. I would have left it in if it had a purpose. And so secondly, the theme of the story was about an all or nothing mindset, but I slightly got off track and it changed to keep persisting, which is nearly the same thing. Now, thirdly, plot wise, at the end, Amelia was supposed to get turned into a pig and blown up into Kat's face, which means that I obviously needed to spend way more time thinking about the writing because literally the message of the story would be, don't keep persisting. It's not worth it, which is obviously a mistake. God damn. I got caught up into like drawing this dark ending scene and then I just completely forgot like of the message. Now lastly, you know how I wanted a JoJo fight and how Kat's ability is to race and make things reappear? Well, I planned on having like Kat put down a long stick exactly where Sorta was supposed to respawn into. It's so she was just supposed to like spawn into a stick, but it got chopped because bro, the power scaling wise, I just messed up completely. There's like this scene where Sorta's supposed to just throw Kat, but bro, if Sorta's that strong to just throw her to a completely different location, bro, then the power scaling is just gonna be horribly off because Kat's not that strong. So that would just be like a huge plot hole. They'll be like, what the hell happened? And you know, I love how like all this stuff I said made the story sound like so freaking dark, but honestly, the story is very like definitely leans a lot more towards the less dark side. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. All right, guys, it is day 6, a huge ass time skip, and those last few days I just been grinding out the storyboard and I finished it, and now I'm just showing you the line art, and I'm basically maybe 15% done with the line art, about that much done. But what I mainly wanted to mention was that I thought it was super cool that these drawings feel like they have a purpose rather than just being like a standalone drawing. Like what I noticed was the simpler panels now don't really feel too boring to draw because they feel like they have like a sense of purpose now. Like altogether, this is like one big cool thing. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool to mention. But also taking a step back and improving the story has really helped just motivate me because not gonna lie, 100% I would have not been able to motivate myself to continue with the way the story was. It was completely whack. It needed a lot more character development. Also, the reason why I haven't started shading it is because I'm still not sure if I want to do color or just black and white. Okay, so I'm currently munching on some Mr. Beast chocolate bars and I'm currently on page 19 as well, and I just had to show off Kat. That's the only thing I have to show you today. Isn't that just the cutest expression you've ever seen? Yeah, I know. I'm about to end up like that one guy who got a body pillow made of his character. The freaking Rent-A-Girlfriend author. By the way, for that scene, Kat was just supposed to be, you know, vibing, you know, doing cat things. She's always on the glow up until a fly just like flies into her mouth. And then she just like spazzes out. Yep, that's Kat. She's very lovable. All right, guys. Today I gave myself some airheads as a reward for not committing tax fraud this year and for keeping up with this manga. And the plan for today is really simple. Just draw as many panels as I possibly can. Oh no, guys, I'm almost to the action part. Oh wait, hold up. Am I at the fan service part? Hold up. Sorry, nah, there's no fan service part. All the homies hate fan service. Unless, all right, anyway, so you know how it's day 10. I was just thinking about how this is dead as a job. I wake up, I take a glass of water, and then I just get to work. This joint's like a 9 to 5, except I don't even get any sunlight on my way to work. And I've already put in at least, I don't know, 30 hours? That's like 3 hours every day. Oh yeah, it's totally not 3 hours. It's more like 50 hours. But all right, what do I have to mention right now? Well, right here, I made a last minute decision to show Kat knitting to see like what she does in her free time. And I think that was a really great decision because it kind of adds like more character development, which is something I kind of didn't have a lot of on the first pass of the story. And so far, this is probably my favorite panel. And guys, would you look at that? She does not have midget legs. It's a blessing. All right, guys, I've line arted a few more pages and I just actually decided that I'm gonna enter this into the monthly Shonen Jump competition. And basically in this contest, if you get top 10, pro manga artists read over your manga and judge if it deserves a medal, bronze, silver, or gold. And if you get bronze or silver, you get put on the Manga Plus app, which is the biggest manga app. And then if you get gold, you get put on Shonen Jump's magazine. And since this adds like more stakes to the video, you guys may be wondering how I think I'll fare. And honestly, art-wise, a lot of the stuff here looks pretty good, but do I feel like I can reach top 10? And honestly, I mean, let me throw an excuse in there. Well, this wasn't the goal at first. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty confident I can reach near top 10. Art-wise, it's pretty good. And then writing-wise, is definitely not, you know, Attack on Titan level, but I feel like it's decently entertaining. But on the other hand, there's like actually just stuff that should be published on there. And also, there are some literal art gods on there. So yeah, in a nutshell, I got something that looks good and is entertaining, but there are also some gods on there. So maybe a 50% chance I get into top 10. All right, so I've finally gotten around to drawing Serta, but she's getting a complete redesign because she doesn't really look like the way I imagine her to look like anymore. And so I gave her cargo pants and a tank top. And you can't see them right now, but she has Tim's on. And I just really wanted to make her look devious, like an absolute menace. And then I plan to add like little hints of reds for her jewelry, and that's just gonna add even more to her devious look. All right, guys, I finally got into the action part, and boom, here's our first action panel, and it's looking pretty good. And hopefully you can tell like what's going on. Like, I'm not even worried about drawing it. I'm just worried about you guys being able to know what's going on. And guys, look at what I did to Kat over here. She looks like she's in so much pain. But all right, guys, I got some patch notes, and I'm just gonna go over like the most interesting stuff that I've chopped out. So first of all, there's supposed to be like walls around the city, and then a bunch of pigs were just supposed to breach that joint. Definitely not stolen from Attack on Titan, totally not. But as you can assume, how the hell would I conclude that in 60 pages? There would be just too many pigs. Now next, there were supposed to be like lots of different pigs, like bomb pigs and stuff. But since like I structured my fight to be a JoJo fight, the fights are very long. Like if you watch JoJo, one single fight is 40 minutes normally, which is like 80 pages. So I had to shorten the fight, and the fight took a lot of time from the pigs. Well, there are still some pigs left, of course. And again, I'm just really glad I made something this long, because if I made something like short, like say, you know, 3 to 5 pages, I would have not gotten the same experience. Like there's so many things that have popped up that I would have never even thought of. And then there's like so many things that I realized that I don't and I do want to do next time. Holy guys, I finished 5 pages today. Seeing this just gets me like so hyped. And no, guys, I had to show you guys this. The art here looks so raw. Like I can't believe it, but I really have not taken a look at the first page in like 2 weeks. And you can see like here I was clearly rushing with the line art. And you know, looking at these pages actually made me want to compare some of the stuff from when I stopped rushing to now. But honestly, they both look the same. All I've done is change the brush. And the thing is, I definitely have improved for sure, but I can't really show you. It's more so that things just feel easier. And you know, just a few days ago, I was thinking about how a YouTuber named Cosmic Spectrum basically said that art does get easier. It doesn't stay hard forever. And I thought this was pretty cool because honestly, art did get a hell of a lot easier. Like one of my goals while I was drawing all these panels were to get better at drawing hands, skirts, and hair. But I didn't even mention this because the goal was completed too quickly for it to be worth mentioning. And yeah, so just some motivation for anyone. There will always be infinite amount of things you can learn, but there is a point where like nothing really feels impossible. Like there was definitely a time where things felt completely impossible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have finally done it. On day 17, every single page has been lined up, and I can't believe that after all this time, I've finally done it. It feels great, man. Holy. The characters are looking good. The action's looking good. The Tims are looking good. Everything's just good, man. I got nothing else to say. Everything's good. And so next up, I got to do the paneling, speech bubbling, and then coloring's about to be a whole thing on its own, but I'll make it look awesome though. Okay, guys, I've just realized that I totally should have drawn the panels and speech bubbles first, because imagine I was cooking you the most delicious gourmet pasta, and it was the best pasta you've ever smelled. That joint's got your mouth watering, got your nose hairs tingling, and when I'm finished, I'm like, oh man, I can't reach the plates, and I just set like all the pasta on the freaking counter. That's like more or less what I did. So yeah, I had to spend a couple hours watching some videos on paneling and speech bubbles. So now I'm just gonna apply what I've learned. And I guess really the #1 tip for this video is to just plan ahead, because like I'm down to spend like a whole month or 2 to do this, but it would have been good to have, you know, an estimate. And then again, how I've removed and added at least 20 pages of sketches where some of them I actually spent a lot of time and just fully 3D structured them, while I should have had a very very light sketch on them. Also, I had a lot of stuff written, but I never had an actual script. And so I was basically working on the script as I drew the stuff. And so again, the message is to, of course, actually, first of all, get started, but then also plan ahead. All right, guys, all the speech bubbles and borders are complete. Finally, after all those grueling hours, I'm gonna read it for the first time from start to finish. All right, guys, I read it for the first time, and bro, like, I don't even know to describe what I was feeling. It was like shy, and all I was doing was simply reading it. Like, it was a weird feeling. It felt really cool. How do I think it will do in the monthly competition? It's kind of in that gray zone where I'd be surprised if it got top 10, but I'd also be surprised if it didn't get in top 10. So yeah, it's kind of in that like gray zone. While I was reading the beginning, you could tell that like this is my first manga, but as it goes on, it actually gets decently better. All right, guys, I've gone to shading, and I have two choices. Do I pick black and white or color without shading, so basically flat? And so while I was doing some research, what I realized was backgrounds just add so much detail. They just really do across the board, but they just take so long to draw. But yeah, this made me want to test to see how quickly could I shade something with the background. All right, so boom, I finished shading the background, and it's looking pretty good. Also, for the first time, I thought of Kat's color palette, and I gave her like blue armor for like peaceful vibes, and then red hair because of Kat from Sam and Cat. But yeah, overall, I think this painting looks pretty good. I stopped right before the part where I go crazy with the details, but there is a problem. This drawing took 52 minutes, which is very long. However, the problem is, how do I really track speed? Because I feel like even by my normal standards, 52 minutes is really long. So I decided to do another test, but on a smaller scale. And basically what I realized was the manga one took 2 minutes, while this one took 3 minutes. And this seems small, but 3 minutes times, for example, 300 panels would be 15 hours, while 2 minutes times 300 would be 10 hours. So there is like a huge difference. But after loads and loads of testing, I just realized that all this testing does not matter. At the end of the day, all that matters is which one do I like more. And I was about to pick manga style, but I remembered that I always wanted to give my manga some cool wacky color schemes like JoJo. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for a no set color palette type of vibe. And also, I don't think I'm gonna shade it. I think I'm just gonna go with flats because I feel like a cool color palette strongly makes up for there being no shading. By the way, if anyone was curious on how long it takes me to do a page, I say it's gonna take me about 30 minutes to do the flats per page. It took 30 minutes for the sketch, storyboard, and speech bubbles, and 60 minutes for the line art. So a solid 2 hours for an average page. And also, this doesn't include me writing or changing the stories a billion times. All right, guys, I've been culling for a few days, and I have one thing to say. Doing the flats is grueling, inhumane. Bro, I'd feel bad just hiring someone to do the flats. What's that? You said you want to shade the flats for fun? No. I want to do the fun part. The only way I was able to keep my sanity was because I was watching YouTube videos the whole time. I had to watch at least 50 Moist Critical videos. All right, guys, after 28 long days, everything has been finished. The color, the line art, just everything. 52 pages in a month. I take that as a huge dub. And again, I'm super glad I did it. I can never tell myself, what if I did this? What if I did that? Because I finished it. The colors I chose are awesome. But actually, guys, there's just been a twist. Right now, this is me 6 months later talking from the future. I uploaded this manga before this video releases because I wanted to see how it'd do without the boost that this video could give it. And at this very moment, it's actually second place. I was not expecting that at all. I did think it was entertaining, and I guess a lot of people thought the same thing as well. And if you guys want to check it out, the link's in the description. I thought it would be better if you guys can read it at like your own pace. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out my Twitter for more updates. I'm actually already working on a manga inside my own head, so I'll be updating you guys on that on Twitter. And yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.